Price.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. We are very good in this House at talking about what's going wrong and talking this country down. But for many people and for many of our workers, the last few months of dealing with COVID has been business as usual. And I'd like to thank all those workers who carried on going to work, carried on serving us in our shops. And particularly, I'd like to thank my constituents who work in the ports and logistics sector, who carried on unloading those ships and making sure that our supermarkets are stocked. And I think it's very important that as we move out of this crisis, we do so in a spirit of ambition and positivity, because that's what's going to get us through it. It actually isn't going to be government. It's going to be the energy and the commitment of all our entrepreneurs and all our workers who will seize the opportunities if we give them the leadership and encouragement. And just as an example, just this last couple of months, we've opened a brand new port facility in Tilbury, in my constituency. We've seen the opportunities that are going to be created by Brexit, and we've invested in them. So between planning permission 1 year ago, 1 year later, a £250 million investment has been made, creating new jobs and taking advantage of those opportunities. So I would say, just take an example from South Essex's competitive and entrepreneurial spirit, and we will get out of this. But it's the job of government to make sure that it doesn't get in the way of that. And I think there are two particular points I'd like to land with the Minister today. Firstly, we've got to find lots of money to pay for what we've invested to get out of this crisis, but we must make sure we continue with a competitive taxation system. But it's also the case that BEIS needs to act as that entrepreneurial champion and not be a regulator. And it's with some dismay that I heard that there were 42 pages of regulation given to hairdressers to help them reopen. I think we need to do a lot better than that. But I'd also like to associate my voice with those who've already called for the reopening of the beauty industry. Do you know, it's been very disappointing to hear the reaction of fellow members of Parliament when this has been raised in the past. Is it because these are businesses run by women that employ women? I sincerely hope not, but it certainly looks like that to the public. But this is a major business, and I might add that, you know, if we want our hotels to reopen and be profitable and be sustainable, they have to open their spas as well. This is not just nail bars. There are a whole range of treatments offered by the beauty industry. And more to the point, while office workers are still staying at home, people need a reason to go to High Street and continue that footfall with shops. So please, could I encourage the Minister, look very favourably on this sector.